Hey guys, Thief Mecha here, and today we are talking about a game that was really dear to me, a game that I wanted to see more of and possibly see in a competitive market. Something fresh, a new PvP experience that had potential and something in depth instead of just picking up a gun and shooting one another. A game similar to chess in, strategy and depth that took more than 10 minutes to finish. A game with action that made you stronger if you literally played your cards right. A game to team up with your friends and try to dominate. Playing games like League of Legends or Dota, those games are very popular, and if they were made in third person and more action orientated, that would be kind of crazy to me. Well, that game for me, for the past, since 2016, the PC PS4 era, that game was called Paragon. Yes, Epic Games, the same studio that created Fortnite, made a third-person action combat MOBA game, something I always thought that would fit into the MOBA universe. Epic released this game in early access in 2016, and it was never really out of beta, but it was available free to play and always constantly changing. A hero-based MOBA like other MOBAs on the market with its own twist and identity. What happened to this game? Well, during this time, Battle Royale games in 2017 were skyrocketing in popularity with the release of PUBG, and Epic Games saw an opportunity to make Fortnite, that was meant to be a third-person survival building game to play with your friends, and capitalize on that popularity swing with putting in a free-to-play Battle Royale mode. Now, the Fortnite game itself wasn't free, but the Battle Royale was free to play, and that got people to, kind of invest and try it out. During this time, they were both developing Fortnite and Paragon through 2017, and constantly making changes to both games. Paragon was seeing, new hero releases and patches on the weekly, and some changes were definitely welcome and some definitely not, but it was all fun to see how this game was quickly and rapidly changing, always having different kits for different heroes, to map changes, to buff changes, to basically creating your own card deck and power deck for your own character was always changing by week. And I thought that was very interesting, and it always grasps my attention when there's just pumping in more and more content into a game. There were so many updates and changes. I was actually watching Community Corner with my friends, seeing what was going to happen with Paragon and the changes to our favorite heroes. Now, this was a new experience for console players, and I was able to play it all with my friends. My friends played on consoles majority of the time, and they really never experienced a MOBA or, a proper one, especially on a console. So now that this action-orientated one came along, I know they've all played League of Legends at some point, but this kind of fit into the wheelhouse. It felt really good to play on PC. It also felt really good to play on PlayStation 4 with a controller in your hand. It was just meant for keyboard and mouse and controller, to be honest with you. It just felt good in each, and it was just like the first time that a console had a game and a PC release at the same time. So it was on PC, it was on console. They were getting updates at the same time. It was weird. Nobody does that. And it was like the console part of the game, the people that were playing on PlayStation 4 were experiencing a PC development cycle that is only dedicated to exclusively PC games. And what I mean by that is that if you've ever played on PC, that there's something special about PC. You might have all of these titles that are exclusive to PC that might not be, AAA titles, but you have these titles that come out and you see the development cycle and you see how much they're putting into it and how much the game changes, and you're playing the game while it changes. And there's something special about having games like this. and experiencing them because you feel like you're part of the development cycle. And I think this was like one of the first times that it was properly kind of introduced to the console market. And it, to me, it was a game that I was picking up and playing on the daily. Like every day I would play a game or two of Paragon, and at least, and I just enjoyed it because even though you were doing the same thing like you do in League of Legends and Dota, and like the whole part of the game is still the same, there's 3 different lanes there, you have to attack the enemy base, you know, stuff like that. It was something special because something new happened every single match. Not everybody played the same hero the same way, and people had different card decks to build characters in different ways, and that made the game special because people were invested in making their hero better. You didn't just pick up a hero and go, you kind of had to tweak certain things to help with your playstyle or ideas that you wanted to do inside the game. And all of these updates that were coming out for PC alongside the PlayStation 4 was absolutely amazing. So it was the first time that me and my friends that were playing on console can experience this PC development cycle, and that to me was extremely special about this game. Unfortunately, in 2017 going into 2018, Fortnite skyrocketed in popularity and it became one of the most popular games to play in history. And I don't think Epic Games was really prepared for that, because the content that they had out for the game at that point, I guess they needed a lot more. So the entire Paragon team that was working for Epic Games, working on Paragon, they decided to move all of those people to create content for the more popular game at the time, which is Fortnite. And in 2018 April, they decided to abandon the game, and that really killed me, because it was the first game that I actually found in a long time that I really just wanted to pick up and play on the daily. It was like my go-to game. Every day, every week, or whatever, anytime I could play, I was either playing Paragon or, you know, I would play Paragon with the games that I would play consistently. If there was a new game that came out, I'd play that and then turn it off and play a game of Paragon. It was like my consistent game, and that really, it broke me, because I always remember these great times that I've had with my friends on PlayStation 4 and or PC for, you know, playing Paragon, and I want that back. And it's one of those things where the game studio just gave up on it, and the bad thing about it is if you give up on a game that doesn't have potential, I understand, right? This game has so much potential, and actually so much potential I'm not actually the only one. So there is a light at the end of the tunnel here, because there's a bunch of studios took the assets of this Paragon game and created their own studio. Maybe it's a one-person studio, it might be a small team of people, it might be, you know, all these small studios trying to create a game around the assets that Epic Games provided to the public, basically. So there are a couple of games out there that they're trying to bring back all the heroes, recreate Paragon in their image, and I think that's a very good thing to have. It seems like they're all just going to be on PC for the time being. Maybe, hopefully down the line, we'll be able to get that on consoles for all you Paragon lovers that are still on console and will, you know, continue to buy consoles in the future. So there are 4 different ones that I know of that I've been kind of following since they've come out or announced, and that is Metabuff's a game called Core, and that is another recreation of Paragon. Omega Studio, which is the game predecessor, and that seems to be a very polished look of Paragon, and they seem to know what they're doing and give their own little creative spin on Paragon and maybe some changes that they wanted to make to the game. Strange Matter Studios coming out with their game called Fault, and that is with majority of the heroes of Paragon. It seems like it's going to come out in early access this summer of 2020. And then Soul Eve's Overprime, which is the game called Overprime by the studio Soul Eve. And all of these have passionate people that are wanting Paragon to come back to the market, because there is a market for a third-person action MOBA game. And I know that there's a thing called Smite out there, okay? But Paragon was just on another level for me. When I played Smite, it just didn't do it for me. Paragon did it for me. It has all the great heroes and just a variety of different types of gameplay on there, and it's just endless opportunities and potential with this game. And if you haven't played Paragon, I really hope that you go on YouTube and you find some videos. It was an amazing experience, and I hope that one of these studios actually really nails that feeling that Epic Games provided with this game. So that's it for me, guys, for for this video. I just wanted to kind of shed some light on this weird game that I just fell in love with, and then they completely shut the doors on us, and it was just one of those breaking experiences for me when you love a game so much and it just goes away. So hopefully in the next couple of months here that we get something that's playable, and hopefully in the next year or so maybe a PS5 release to one of these games that are going to be kind of like a Paragon-esque or an exact replica or their vision of what Paragon was supposed to be. So if you liked this video, please comment, like, subscribe. Please tell me like your experiences with a game that kind of broke you, or a game that shut down that you really loved. Or if you guys were Paragon lovers like me, let me know your best Paragon experience down below. And I will catch you next time, guys.